Cytoscape is a visualization tool. It is a sophisticated network and password visualization tool that has been incorporated into GWorkbench as a component. Within GWorkbench, Cytoscape is used to depict putative interaction networks, for example, as created from running Arachne or a cellular network knowledge base query. This video is intended to demonstrate briefly the use of Cytoscape in GWorkbench. For more details, please refer to the GWorkbench homepage and the Cytoscape tutorial page as shown on this screen. Cytoscape component has four main areas. At upper left is a list of networks that has been loaded into Cytoscape, showing the network name, the number of nodes, which is the genes or markers in the network, and edges, which is the interactions between genes and markers in the network. At upper right is the main network depiction pane. Gene or protein symbols names will be depicted if available. At the lower left is the navigation tool, which shows the entire network and the location and the size of the current view pane. The purple view pane can be moved about the network as desired. This is done by left-clicking with the mouse in the purple rectangle and moving it. At the lower right, nodes or edges that has been selected in the network display will appear in the data panel. The network shown here on the screen is Arachne network that generated based on 100 microarray of a B cell line. It showed the interactions of the genes within the dataset with two hop genes, MYC and BCL6. You can select an individual node by clicking on it, or you can select multiple genes, multiple nodes by holding down the Shift key and click on each individual nodes that you would like to select. You can select the edges the same way, individual edges, and hold down the Shift key and select multiple edges. An alternative way of selecting a group of nodes and edges that close together is by draw a box around it, and you can select a group of them. Right-click on a particular node in the network graph brings up a menu with a number of options. Visual mapping bypass allows you to change the attribute of a node, such as color and the shape. Hide node allows you to hide the node selected to bring it back. You can click on select nodes and show all nodes. Link out option provides hyperlinks to a number of external sources of gene annotation. If one or more graph nodes has been selected, the marker that directly interact with can be copied to the default Cytoscape selection subset in the marker component at the lower left GWorkbench graphic interface, as you can see here. So this is the area you will be able to see this Cytoscape selection. There are two options: intersection and union. Intersection find the set of markers that have interaction with all selected nodes. Such markers are placed into the markers component in the Cytoscape selection subset. The union finds the set of markers that have interactions with any of the selected nodes. Such markers are placed into the marker component in the Cytoscape select subset. The genes or markers that are selected in the selection folder can be projected onto the Cytoscape. For example, for the Cytoscape selection, the genes belongs to Cytoscape selection. Right-click and tag for visualization, say highlight. All the genes that in the Cytoscape selection are highlighted. To control the view of the Cytoscape, besides the sliding view panel at the lower left, there are a few other controls. The minus sign is zoom out, and this is zoom in, and this is open, zoom to display selected region, and this is 1-to-1, zoom out to display all of the current network. Now let's look at network command. You right click on a list of network in Cytoscape will bring up a menu with the following choices: edit network title, create view, destroy network, apply visual style, which they're all self-explanatory. The Vis Mapper will allow you to assign the nodes and the edges with different colors and shapes based on the different type of activities. For example, the node shape can represent gene type, and the square is K kinase, and diamond represent phosphatase, and the circle represent transcription factor. Clicking on a particular shape in the legend brings up a shape editor with which the shape assignment can be changed. Let's see. Now the kinase is changed to octagon. In summary, we just ran through the layouts of a Cytoscape component in GWorkbench, and how to select nodes and edges, and what are options for selected nodes, and how to project marker sets onto Cytoscape, and how to change the view in Cytoscape, and what are options for network commands. And we also covered how to change the shape and colors, the edges and the nodes through the Vis Mapper tab. One important area we didn't cover here is the network display options. Cytoscape can display t-test results and create a subnetwork and compute edge correlations. You can find the details on those topics from the tutorial page, from Cytoscape tutorial page, as we mentioned before, which is shown right here on the screen. And you can also find other references on Cytoscape that will help you to explore Cytoscape in more detail if you're interested. I hope this video tape is helpful for someone who's new to Cytoscape.